The rain drizzled softly over the city as Emma adjusted her son Noah's little jacket. Her heart raced, not from the cold, but from nervousness. Tonight was her first date in almost 5 years. After losing her husband in an accident, dating had been the last thing on her mind. But her best friend insisted she give it a try. "You deserve love again, Em." So here she was, standing outside a warm, elegant restaurant in downtown Chicago, holding her 7-year-old son's tiny hand. Noah looked up at her, his brown eyes full of curiosity. "Mom, is he nice?" he asked innocently. Emma smiled faintly. "I hope so, sweetheart." When she stepped inside, the scent of fresh bread and roasted coffee greeted her. She quickly spotted the man from the dating app, tall, broad-shouldered, wearing a navy suit. He was sipping water and scrolling on his phone. He looked intimidating, powerful, definitely not the type of man who'd appreciate an unplanned +1. Taking a deep breath, she walked toward him and said softly, "Hi, I'm Emma. I brought my son. Is that okay?" The man looked up, startled for a second. His name was Ryan Brooks, a 35-year-old CEO known in the corporate world for being ruthless, ambitious, and emotionally untouchable. He wasn't expecting this. A kid on a blind date? His assistant had set this up as a way to help him socialize more. Noah shyly waved, clutching a small toy car in his hand. Ryan froze, unsure whether to smile, stand, or walk away. The last time he had seen a child this close was years ago. Memories he had buried deep started clawing their way back. But then something unexpected happened. Instead of irritation, Ryan felt something soften inside him. He gestured toward the seat and said gently, "It's perfectly okay. Come sit." Emma blinked, surprised. She had prepared herself for rejection, embarrassment, or even an awkward excuse for him to leave. But Ryan didn't move away. He even called the waiter and ordered a hot chocolate for Noah. For the first time that night, Emma's shoulders relaxed. She didn't know it yet, but this dinner would change all 3 of their lives forever. The dinner started awkwardly. Noah played quietly with his toy while Emma apologized multiple times for bringing him. "I couldn't find a sitter," she explained. "I understand if this makes you uncomfortable." Ryan shook his head. "Not at all. Honestly, I'm glad you came. Both of you." His voice was calm, deeper than she expected, and surprisingly kind. Emma found herself easing into conversation. They talked about work. She was a nurse who worked double shifts to make ends meet, and Ryan, though humble, mentioned he ran a tech company that built educational software. "You help kids learn?" Noah asked suddenly. His innocent voice broke the grown-up tension at the table. Ryan smiled, a genuine one. "I do. Maybe one day you'll test one of my games." As the night went on, laughter slowly filled the air. Ryan watched as Emma cut Noah's food before taking a single bite of her own. There was a quiet strength in her, something he hadn't seen in anyone in years. "Being a mom looks tough," Ryan said softly. Emma looked up, eyes shining but tired. "It's hard, yes, but Noah keeps me going. Some nights I don't even know how I'll pay rent, but when he smiles, it's all worth it." Her honesty hit Ryan hard. He was used to meetings filled with numbers and fake smiles, but this was raw, human, real. When Noah got sleepy, Emma apologized again. "I should take him home." Ryan insisted, "Let me drive you." In the car, silence filled the space, broken only by the sound of rain. Noah fell asleep in the back seat, his head resting against the window. Ryan glanced in the rearview mirror and saw something that tore at his heart. A boy who reminded him of his little brother, the one he'd lost years ago in a car accident. That was the moment everything shifted. What began as a blind date suddenly felt like fate. A week later, Emma's life took a hard turn. The hospital she worked for cut staff, and she lost her job. Her bills piled up, rent was overdue, and Noah's asthma medicine ran out. She tried not to cry as she tucked him into bed. That night, her phone buzzed. It was Ryan. "Hey, you disappeared after dinner. Everything okay?" Emma hesitated before replying. She didn't want pity. But when Ryan insisted on meeting for coffee, she finally agreed. She arrived looking exhausted, her smile forced. He listened quietly as she finally broke down, explaining everything. "I'll find something soon. I always do," she said, trying to stay brave. Ryan's expression changed. Not the CEO mask everyone knew, but something deeply human. The next morning, Emma received a call from a new children's clinic. They offered her a position, flexible hours, full benefits. Confused, she asked how they even got her name. The manager said, "A Mr. Ryan Brooks recommended you personally." Tears streamed down her face. She called him immediately, voice trembling. "Ryan, what did you do?" He replied simply, "You once told me you didn't know how you'd pay rent. I thought maybe you shouldn't have to worry about that anymore." But that wasn't all. A week later, he showed up at her apartment, not in a suit, but in jeans, holding a brand new bicycle. "For Noah," he said. "Every kid deserves a reason to smile." Noah ran up and hugged him tightly. "Thank you, Mr. Ryan." In that small, messy apartment, something beautiful bloomed. Ryan, the lonely CEO who thought he didn't need anyone, found a family he never expected. And Emma, the single mom who thought love had passed her by, found someone who saw her strength, not her struggles. Sometimes kindness doesn't start with grand gestures. It starts with a simple sentence whispered through nervous lips. "I brought my son. Is that okay?" And for Ryan Brooks, those 7 words changed everything.